Today we're going to take a look at our natural lash lift cheat sheet. So I have taken the liberty to create a fun little cheat sheet so that we can take our styling to a whole other level. I notice we talk a lot in the lash industry about styling a client's eye shape, but I don't hear a lot of talk about natural lash lift. And this is equally as important as assessing our client's eye shape. So within our volume mastery course, our classic course, all of our online trainings, we do chat a lot about this. So if you do want more detail, please reach out to us. We have a crazy styling section within all of our online trainings, and we've actually made it into a little mini course as well. So it's super affordable, but I am gonna quickly just run through some of the key points when assessing our client's natural lash lift. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead, click that like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow, all the good stuff so that you can show us love and we can bring all the information that we have about lashes to you for free. So I'm gonna dive into this a little bit. You're gonna notice that I'm going to put two different diagrams up on your screen, so please follow along. Feel free to take a screenshot. Reach out in the comments below. We're happy to send you a PDF if you would prefer that, so that you can have this on hand, take it with you, have it on your desk, maybe on your little station while you're working, so that you can quickly glance over and see which curls, lengths, and so on will suit your client's natural lash lift. Okay, first let's take a look at our downward facing natural lashes. So firstly, I just want to say that we still do want to assess our client's eye shape. It's really important, but further than their eye shape, we may have to change up our curls a little bit. So say someone wants natural looking lashes. It is still important to make sure that you're picking the right curl and the right style to make sure that they do stay natural. But if a client has super downward facing natural lashes and we use, say, a B curl or a C curl, then although they will look natural, they'll also potentially obstruct our client's view. So we do want to try our best to prevent anything wonky like that from happening within our sets, but we can get really creative and work with our client's natural lash lift to really bring our lash sets to life. So check out my first diagram here. If our client's natural lashes point down, we are trying to give the illusion that they, instead of pointing down like they naturally do, like they lift up. So if a client's natural lashes do point down pretty drastically, then in order to give the illusion that they do lift up, we want to work with a more dramatic curl, say something like a CC curl, a D curl, even kind of away from a CC curl, but it would work for some clients. CC curl, D curl, DD curl, or L curl. Now, to determine which one works best, we really have to just figure out which kind of style our clients want. And another factor to consider when we do have that downward facing natural lash is that we might have to work with longer lengths, because the natural lashes, they don't have a lot of lift already. So we're gonna kind of lift the lashes up, but also give a little extra length so that they do sit, at least look like they sit higher than they naturally do. Okay, so just to kind of step back just a little bit, I feel like I need to give a little more clarification on what I was meaning when I said CC curl in that downward facing natural lash lift example. We like to lash in layers sometimes. So if we take our layers into account, with that downward facing natural lash, you can always get really playful and use, say, CC curl on the top layer and D or L or DD curl on the bottom layer to lift up the bottom layer, and so this top layer still looks nice and natural. Next, let's talk about our moderate downward natural lash lift. So this is kind of just a little bit facing down. You still want to lift those lashes up no matter what. We again don't want to obstruct that view. You're going to stick with CC, D, L, or DD curl just to give them a little bit more lift, kind of counteracting that downward facing natural lash. Now, again, the curl that you choose is totally up to the style that your client has in mind. So you want to get creative with that. Next, let's look at our lashes pointing straight out from the follicle. This is an ideal client. When the lashes point straight out, you're just following your eye shape, your standard styling. You don't have to really take any of the natural lash lift into consideration when choosing a curl. You can do whatever you want on this client. Moving on to my next sheet. Now we're moving into the more uplifted natural lashes. So for number one, moderate natural lash lift. So this is when the lashes sit quite a bit up, but not too crazy. They're just a little bit uplifted, as you can see in our diagram. So for this example, it's kind of much like the outward, straight, very standard natural lash lift. There's not much correction that needs to be done. The only thing that you really want to take into effect when you're planning your styling is if your client wants a really natural result, you may want to work with a lower curl because the uplift of the natural lashes will naturally make the lashes look quite a bit more dramatic. Not to mention if we have a very protruding brow bone or very small space between the lash line and the eyebrow, you might want to steer away from really dramatic curls because it may hit the brow bone or just look a little bit too dramatic and really fill that space between the lash line and the brow bone. And then taking that even further, if we just look at our extreme natural lash lift here, then we can see that if someone has really upturned lashes and they want very natural lash extensions, you're gonna wanna stick with less curl because those lashes are already so lifted that naturally they want to look dramatic. So the same rules apply for that, just on a more extreme scale. Now, taking it just a touch further, again, we have so much more information about this within our courses. So if there's questions, don't worry, there's lots of explanations for them. But again, this is just a quick cheat sheet. So let's say our clients have natural lashes that tilt up and down in certain areas of the eye. We can really work with layering or styling techniques to complement their natural lash lift. So sometimes clients will have lashes on the bottom layer that point down into the eye in certain areas or the whole layer, versus other times the upper layer of the eye, some will point down, some will point up. So you really want to get creative with the curls that you use, potentially using a different mapping on the top layer, the middle layer, or the bottom layer, or on the inner and outer corner. Just really make sure that we're taking our time when we're styling out our client, when we're doing that full assessment, to make sure that we're taking the natural lash lift into account and designing a lash set that will not only suit your client, but will really complement all of their physical attributes as well. So that sums up our natural lash lift cheat sheet for today. By all means, if you have any questions, go ahead, give us a little comment below. We're happy to chat about it, and have a great day.